Well, number one, I need to know who you are, Gary. You got to tell me how long you've been in business, who you are, maybe what you do. That'll be important.
Okay, well, my name is Gary Gurmuk, and our company is Gary Gurmuk Sales Limited. We have been in business for 25 years, and mostly in the souvenir apparel industry, supplying to the resort, souvenir, and gift market in Canada.
And pretty much, where can I find some of your stuff that's really obvious?
You could find our product at majority of the duty-free shops in Canada, and the stores at the airport, at the zoos, like in Calgary, Toronto Zoo, and so on.
When you started to investigate, you didn't jump out in 2 seconds and just buy something impulse. You're pretty careful. You and your team were grilling me a little bit. You came up to check us out.
Yes. Yes. Well, initially I saw this laser equipment at a show in Dallas, and which sort of piqued my interest. And then I saw you at the Impression show in Toronto, and that's where we got thinking. And then I came to see you. So we had done some investigation, and I came to see you, and I was pretty sort of amazed at what this laser machine could do.
You're telling me it had nothing to do with my good looks?
No, I don't think so. I'm more interested in the product than the looks.
But does the product look good at least?
Well, the product is good, yes, definitely, and especially the laser etching, which I think is very unique and sort of will set us apart compared to our, to our competition.
How long have you had the laser now?
We have had it for about 4 months, and a majority of the time has been spent in experimenting. Although we have done some bulk orders, we are still sort of, I wouldn't say training mode, but we have some people in the office who are learning this equipment, and I think it'll be the product has been shown around at the various shows which we attend, and has been pretty successful, I must say.
So basically, 2 things I want to cover. One is that, like every business, you deal with employee turnover here and there. They move, they grow, they die, they leave, they whatever, right? That's part of life.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
What's your experience with working with us when you need help?
Well, you guys have been pretty prompt. You've been, your response time is very good. And whenever we needed we have some questions, you have been pretty prompt, I must say. In fact, even training, whatever day we schedule, you guys are here. And the person who has been training, Alex, he's very thorough, I must say, and we are very pleased with it.
Gary, there's a couple people, namely some competitors out there, who are basically saying, I make a machine in the garage and I'm a one-man stand and all that. You've been to the office, you met some of the people. Am I the guy in the
No, I don't think.
One-man stand?
No, I don't think so. It's a one-man stand. I think you have a pretty solid organization. You have people who know the equipment, people who go out to install and train and things like that. And I think you have a pretty decent organization.
I appreciate that. Now, in your business, you're not really catering to individuals who walk off the street who need something for their company, right? You're going out, doing shows, creating accounts in an industry. And would you say you're competitive? Would you say your industry is like competitive, brutally competitive, or how would you label your industry to an outsider?
Our industry is highly competitive, I must say, and we don't. Mainly our business is to retail. We don't sell to the end user, and retail, as you know, is very, very competitive because they have to buy the product, whereas in promotion, you give it away. That's the difference.
Okay. What would you say how would you develop a client? Like you said, you were sort of in experiment mode. I just want people to don't think that you didn't use a laser, because you have to develop and create product to go to shows to create sales in the future, right?
Yes, of course. I mean, we have been essentially, since the machine came in the fall, our major launch of this product is going to be at the spring show, at the CGTA show in Toronto, which is end of January. And this is where we are going to unveil a lot of these new designs and new technique. We have shown this to our key accounts, be it in the Canadian Rockies and with some other some chains.
Don't give any info away, just
No, that's right.
And what is the advantage to an embroidery business with a laser? Like, what does it do for a business when before you basically did embroidery, you did rhinestone, you did probably a lot of heat transfer, right?
Yeah, well, this is just gives us an added advantage. It's a new technique. It's a new way of embellishing garments, and it's very different. And although I must say that it works best on garments with some pile in it, perhaps like polar fleece, micro fleece, and also on some dry tech fabric and things like that, it works very well. On bonded fleece, it works very well.
Have you done any combinations yet?
With combination,
and like if you use it predominantly to massively reduce stitch count, right? Do
yes.
Design.
Yes.
And massively reduce stitch count. Did you combine it with embroidery, by the way?
The laser with embroidery, essentially, yes, we are doing it with appliques. Essentially, yes, we are doing with that. Yes.
Gary, is the industry versus 25 years ago and today? Are you getting like massive, giant orders of thousands and thousands of something, or how would you describe today?
No, we don't get big orders or massive orders at quantities that is as we used to. Now, mainly the orders are in dozens essentially, and retailers want us to carry the inventory. So, quick turnaround is very key in our industry.
Okay, and this is one thing that helps you do that, I guess.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so are you basically saying you're recommending a laser to every single person in embroidery except all your competitors, basically, right?
Well, I would recommend, yes. Well, mind you, the machine is not cheap, so people probably who can afford it, I suppose, and if they have the need for it, yes.
Listen, you were in Texas.
Yes.
Competitive machine, the bridge laser.
Yes.
I'm going to say something, and it's a compliment to you, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that for you, money, I mean, yes, it's your money, you spend it carefully, but I don't think there was a burden for you if you wanted to buy a bridge laser. Would I be correct in assuming that? You could have purchased it if you would have wanted to, or leased it, or whatever.
Well, I guess I could have, but I've found that to be quite cumbersome. And
why do you say that?
Because
a bridge laser apparently is the cast meow and is so much better, and we can't do anything a bridge laser can do. That's what they say. Do you say different now that you've got it?
Well, I think so, because the bridge laser I found was, it's quite large and it has got a lot of moving parts and things like that, whereas this one is relatively easy.
And price-wise, do you remember what they quoted you?
I have to guess, because that was almost a year and a half ago. I would say probably in $200,000 range, perhaps.
Okay, and how many bedrooms and bathrooms did it come with?
I don't recall that.
It's the price of a house for some people.
I suppose so, yes.
Okay, no, I'm giving you a hard time. I appreciate you taking the time and doing this for me. And another thing, when you call the office and your staff calls, do you always have to deal with me or the other people? I mean, you always have access to me when you need it, right? You're the owner.
Yes. I have access. You're pretty prompt in replying to your emails, and your office staff is generally there, and they are pretty quick in their response.
Okay, Gary, I appreciate it. Next time we do an interview, you have to wear a tuxedo. You promised me.
I will do that. Thank you. All right, take care. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.